Next guest, Omari Thomas. He's actually kind of a new one in our environment. When I read his CV, he's educated as a computational designer and digital fabrication architect in France. Did a lot of jobs all over the world, and a year ago founded this SoLiquid company. And as we talked yesterday, he's smoking a lot of cigarettes. As we talked yesterday, it was interesting to see the projects they really do, but also see the miracles behind. And he promised to show some of these things today, so we'll see. System running. Oh, It's actually quite weird when you stand here, getting all these equipments, and they're really getting very physical close to you, trying to fix something somewhere.
And how you put it in a full screen?
Yeah, here we go.
So, SoLiquid is a French startup founded in 2018. It's based in Paris, France. Both of the founders are architects, so Jim Ronet and myself. What we are proposing is large-scale 3D printing in suspension for concrete and resin. Basically, the physical principle we are using is the viscosity of the gel matrix keeps the material in place until its total solidification. So depending on the material we are using, you need to wait longer or not. For example, for resin, you need to wait 20 minutes to dry, or for concrete, we wait 24 hours. So how it works, there is an extruder going through the gel. There is a gel reformation, and after the extrusion stays in place until its solidification. So it allows us to create very complex geometry because we are not using layer by layer methodology. And because also we don't need any support and we can reuse the gel during months. So it allows you to save material because we only put material exactly where we need. So basically, it's how it works. We just draw a line in a 3D space. We divide this line by successive plan. We translate it into a rapid code, and then we can print it. So this one is a simple line. And this, it's real time. After when this proof of concept has been done, we try to print more complex geometry in the 3D space. And after, we just need to extract the pieces. At this time, it was by hand, but now we are using a bigger tool. So this was the end of proof of concept. And because we were struggling to find the good, the white gel with the right viscosity of the concrete, and our first, I would say, large-scale prototype was this wall composed of 6 modules. So it's a very intricate geometry. So this is a little video showing while it's printing. So as you see, the material keep in place. This is real-time printing. And then you get your pieces. So this wall was 1.5 meters width and 1 meter high. We print all those modules flat in the tank of gel, and after we just assemble it them together with sealing resin. The biggest problem we got with this wall, it was not solid at all and very fragile. So that's why we try to print a bigger section. For example, for this prototype, it was 5 centimeter section. And we made this geometry to test all the type of joint and how it could be connect, and also to see how close the 3D is from the finished model. So this one also we printed flat, so a little bit of data. It was a printing length of 8 meters, and it took 11 minutes to print, and we leave it during 12 hours inside the gel, and we extract it. The biggest problem is because if we would like to make bigger structures, we get a problem with how we feed the extruder. This one was a small one. So we end up with this setup. So now we are printing inside a 1,000 liters gel. There is an extractor at the bottom of the tank, so it's going down to up to extract the pieces, and a bigger pump to be able to extrude a few hundred kilos of concrete. This was our first large-scale prototype. So it was 1.1 meters high and 70 centimeters width. It took us 22 minutes to print it, and the weight was of 80 kilos. So, and we had to extract it from the gel tank with a bigger tool because it was too heavy by hand. Unfortunately, the first step was not very concluent because the finish was not good. Because, of course, because we scale it up, we just face more problems like gel pressure and difference of viscosity between the concrete and the gel. Because we had to make a very viscous gel to be able to hold 80 kilograms of concrete. So we work a little bit, and we end up with this prototype, where the sections were much more cleaner, and the finish was closer than what we actually designed. So this one also was print flat. It took us 15 minutes to print, and the weight was 70 kilos. After we made this project, so we tried to link topology optimization to it. We developed a multi-agent algorithm able to create the path for the robots, and then the robot is just following this path until it's making the full structures of it. So, for example, the plate on the top of these structures was 50 kilos, and we just sit on it, and it didn't move at all. So it's pretty solid. And the last things we made, it was quality finish prototype. So now this is the best finishing we succeed to get what now. And we move for our first project. It's a collaboration with a Tangram architect, Vika, Institute, Ocean Institute of Marseille, and us. So this is an artificial reef who is 5 meters long, 3 meters width, and it will be put in the ocean at 2,000 meters deep. And it will be it will be robots on the top of it, analyzing the development of the ecosystem in the sea. So on the top, this is the platform where the robot will move on it, and there is some wall to let the robot able to, with a camera, to see through the structures. The construction method will be The artificial reef is composed of 15 modules, and each module will be printed individually, and after we will assemble them on site. Another project we are working on what now is not related too much to construction, but it's a big market also. It's for healthcare and medical application. So basically we are scanning an arm, and after we are able to create this orthopedic device very quick. For example, it took 3 minutes to print this device, and after we just wait 20 minutes inside the gel to be able to take it off. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Obviously, questions. No one? No one? Nah. Off you go.
We tried to be as much as exact we can. But now there is a little bit of deformation because the gel pressure deforms the extruded line. So now it's not very precise, but we are going to. But actually, to print concrete, I would say, because the gel is water-based, so when it's drying, it's very good for the concrete.
What about reinforcement of the concrete? Is there any reinforcement?
Yes, we are working on this, and the next research we would like to do is to immerse inside the gel steel structures and print over it to be able to have a reinforcement concrete and use it for architectural element. But this, it will be in a few months.
But it's not yet in the concrete itself, and you're not thinking about short fiber or something in the concrete?
What now? We are using fiber. It's
Short
mortal
fiber.
with fiber.
Yeah, okay, get it.
But we are not with a big piece of steel inside.
There's another one.
We are using the gel property of thixotropy. So because the density of the gel is lower than the density of the concrete, but with the thixotropy, we can succeed to all the structure inside the gel.
There we go.
You enter the nozzle from one part of the cube, let's say.
Yeah.
Are you looking into also try if it would be possible to enter the gel from different dimensions, from different?
Yes, we are
tilting the box.
We are talking about this with Saint-Gobain. So basically, to don't have a tank of gel, it will be the gel will stand up by himself, and we soon will be able to come from different side.
Okay.
But you will see in the next few months.
Next year.
Next year.
Any more question? No more question? Then thank you for the talk.
Thank you.
Very interesting. Interesting to see this different type of technology. Yeah.